6 different houses and towns in Canada and the United States. Put plainly, being a good, determined, high-achieving daughter of immigrants was my safest way to assimilate and cope with the ineffable loss, grief, and lack of belonging and connection I felt in my heart. That's a good girl. There's something instantly recognizable about the good girl, isn't there? She's the girl in a schoolgirl uniform. She's the girl who plays classical piano or practices ballet for years at the insistence of her parents. She's the girl who wins the spelling bee. She's the girl who does her homework. She's the girl who's sweet, naive, and docile. There's a reason these images come to mind when we think of her. It's because she's truly familiar and universal. It's because our society has conditioned too many of us to believe that we will be rewarded only when we are being nice, playing by the rules, and working hard. While it's true that the good girl is a universal phenomenon, it's also true that you have your own unique good girl journey. Whether you've considered yourself a typical good girl in the past or not, I assure you that we all have glimpses of her within us. For me, the good girl manifested herself primarily through my performance at school, and later in life through my performance at work. But I also wanted boys to love me, giving me the attention and approval I desperately craved. As a teenager, when I got attention from popular boys in school, you know, the bad boys, troublemakers, and class clowns, it led me into some seriously bad relationships, even into my 20s. More on that later. For you, the good girl will find her own unique expression. But for all of us, her roots can be traced back to a common source, the patriarchy. Like armor or a mask, the good girl archetype is a protective mechanism, a way to be that helps us feel safe and loved in the patriarchy, but that is ultimately disempowering. What's the patriarchy? That old thing is a very annoying social and cultural system that privileges men in visible and invisible ways over women and other genders. This book is written for anyone who identifies as a woman, whether they were assigned that gender at birth or not. When I use the term men, I'm referring to cisgender, heteronormative men. Although this book is written for those who self-identify as women, the patriarchy also harms several marginalized groups, such as homosexual and transgendered men, in various ways. And while the patriarchy privileges cis-hetero men over other genders, it simultaneously harms them too, which I'll talk about in the next section. It's pretty much everywhere, like the air we breathe and the water we drink. Under its foot, we become good girls who compromise our needs and desires in order to survive, fit in, and be accepted, paying the price by giving up our fulfillment and power. Indeed, the good girl is that domesticated part of ourselves that has been tamed and trained by this system over our entire lifetime, and perhaps even over multiple generations of women in our families. When we embody her, we play it safe, hold back our voices, and don't share our true gifts with the world. The patriarchy. I've found that the word feminism, like patriarchy, has gained a bad reputation, not surprisingly, in the patriarchy. As one podcast listener told me, I'm allergic to that word. I think of an angry feminist who burns bras and points her finger at men, when the issue is a lot more complicated. It just feels accusatory. Steering clear of words like feminism and patriarchy makes our good girl feel safe, since we aren't ruffling any bow ties. Let's make sure we're all on the same page about what I mean when I say patriarchy, which will give context for understanding the good girl. The patriarchy is a system of oppression. Oppression is unjust treatment and control by another, whether it's an individual, a group, or an entire social and cultural system. A key assumption of this book is that we're born into cultures that oppress us based on specific factors, such as gender, race, and economic status. There are more, but we'll keep this simple for our purposes. In many parts of the world, girls and women continue to be oppressed and denied their rights to education or health care, or are forced into labor or the sex trade. In the United States, Latina, Native American, and Black women are paid far less than our white, non-Hispanic men for the exact same work. Some forms of oppression are obvious and loud. Some are subtle and quiet, but either way, they exist. The opposite of oppression is freedom, power.